100 figures. 100 Studio Series figures has led us to this moment. This is Transformers Studio Series number 100, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Wow, 100 different figures. You remember the first one? I do. Stupid piece of... And I'm happy to say this new Bumblebee is a vast improvement over that old POS. Guys, this is a much better figure. And it only took 100 other tries. Old Buzzy Mix sports car here comes with two accessories. This cannon, which is kind of a remold of all the other types of little cannons Bumblebee has had over the years, and this little knife. I wish the knife was painted. I could do that myself. And I'm also going to repaint this a little bit, at least the front, make that silver so you can actually tell that it's supposed to be an engine gun as opposed to this solid paint. Bumblebee itself looks great. Hasbro did a very good job with this figure. The molding is just very nice, and I love the silver on the inside of the arms. That breaks up the yellow very nicely. The yellow color matching for the entire figure is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good, and it's better than it's been in the past. And the figure just feels stocky and nice and good. Bumblebee's head sculpt is also very nice. I like the paint. I would have loved there to be just a little bit more paint up here on the top of the head, but overall, it's a good head sculpt, and yeah, I'm tired of Bumblebee's head too in the movies, but this is fine. It makes me wonder if somebody on Shapeways has made a new head for this thing. I'll have to look. Posability of this guy is very good. Head is on a ball joint. Wiggles. Though my head's a little bit loose, I'll probably hit it with some super glue. Shoulders are on swivels and ball joints. And then there is a upper arm swivel, bend at the elbow, no fist articulation. Would have loved some fist articulation. There is torso articulation. It's very tight though. And then we come to the only problem I have with the figure, and that is these ball jointed hips. They're just too loose. They're not noodles, but they are too loose. Bend at the knee exists, and it's 90 degrees. And then the foot articulation is really good. He looks like he's wearing giant Nikes, if I'm being completely honest. But it works well. I do appreciate the silver strip along the bottom. It breaks up the yellow. Yeah, overall, very posable figure. Very fun figure to hold. Hasbro did a good job here. Size comparison time. Deluxe Needle Nose, Deluxe Black Arachnia, Deluxe Evil Plane Lady, Deluxe Italian Sports Car, Deluxe Evil Magnifying Glass, and Deluxe Bug Guy who's a little heavy on the electrons. So in terms of robot mode, this little dude is pretty good. It's pretty darn good. One word of warning, the front bumper does have a tendency to pop off pretty easily, but you could just push it right back in. It'll be fine. All right. Transformation time. We're going to start with the legs. First, come to the back of each leg and unfold the rear window of the car. And then take the heels and turn them. Well, so they're pointing up. Turn the foot and then collapse the foot up into the cavity that was made when you opened up that door. So do that on both sides, and then we can move to the rest of the transformation. Now, the rest of the transformation is going to be at the top of the figure. Start off with coming to the backpack and flip out the entire rest of the car. I'm getting real tired of this. It's not just with Bumblebee, but it's with a lot of the Transformers, is the entire hood, front windscreen, and roof are just folded up into the backpack. There's got to be a different way. Anyway, come to the chest and grab it and pull it away from the figure, and you can pretty much guess how the rest of this is going to go. Whoops! I just popped off the bumper. We'll fix that later. Next steps are to take the shoulders and fold them in like this and turn it so that the silver part is pointing towards the bottom of the vehicle so that we can then futz with this stuff later. Come down to the doors and close the doors, and they will peg into the air gap for the mushroom pegs, or for the joints of the legs. So combine the legs together. Actually a little harder to do than you might think. And then fold that down and peg those doors into place. Turn the arms so the inner part of the inner forearms are pointing towards the back of the vehicle mode, and then fold the shoulders down a little bit That will allow you to pull the wheels for the wheel wells over and snap them into place, and then just push the arms down and kind of wedge them underneath the vehicle mode inside the doors, like so. Once those fists are underneath, we need to then bring the whole chunk and top forward. There's a little bit of a trick. You see how this doesn't want to line up? What I do is I push the bottom of the bumpers to spread them out, and that will give me enough room so that I could just push the top of the hood down and into place. And then it's all about getting all the different panels lined up in the back and connected, and then we'll be done. And if you're like me, you accidentally broke the bumper off, just snap that back into place. And I suggest if your vehicle has a tendency to drop its bumper, glue it in place. That'll just make things easier. I like the vehicle mode we end up with. This is a very nice version of the Camaro. Would have loved some actual paint on the wheels, but I could do that myself. And overall, it looks good. It's a nice evolution of Bumblebee's Camaro mode. And overall, it works. It rolls without any real issue, even though the arms are sticking off the bottom. You would think they'd be rubbing up against, but it's just high enough to, avoid that. Now, weapon storage. Let's talk about that. The first is the gun, and it's the dumbest. It fits on the back. And I have to find where it pegs in, because it just pegs in and just sits there, which is real dumb. I wish it didn't do that. Oh, there it is. And that's it. That's it for the gun. Now, for the sword, there's a little slot at the back of the vehicle mode that you can just peg the sword into. Though, like that. There we go. All done. So again, vehicle mode, pretty darn good. Now, I will fully admit I'm being a little lazy right now, but here is Earthrise Sunstreaker next to Bumblebee. I just wanted to show this off. I wanted to give at least some size comparison, because quite frankly, I don't feel like transforming any of the other figures into their vehicle modes right now. This'll work. Okay, fine. One more. Silly Skullgrin mode. How's that for you? That works, doesn't it? All right, fine. How about Freezer Surfing? Does that make you happy? No? Well, there's just no pleasing some people. So the long and short of it is, this is one definitely worth picking up. All right, folks, let me know what you think of Bumblebee down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I hope you have a wonderful day.